Guys, I'll just tell you right now, I'm going all in on Bitcoin over the next 5 to 10 years. Just full transparency, I've been a crypto guy for about 5 years. I got into crypto in about 2020. Not all of it was on Bitcoin, but I got a lot of other coins that I like. I'm not going to talk about that too much in this video, but specifically, I'm just going to talk about Bitcoin. And again, before I get started, I just want to be clear, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys what to buy or what to do. I'm more so just sharing the things that I get excited about and the things that I really believe in. And I could not be more bullish on Bitcoin and just crypto in general. I could not be more bullish on it. I think about it all the time. I've got alerts going on my phone. This is something that I'm extremely passionate about. A couple weeks ago, I just got back from Bitcoin Vegas, which was, the Bitcoin conference that people travel from all around the world to go to. So it was at the Venetian Hotel in Vegas. It was a blast. Got to meet so many cool people. But my point is, guys, I'm going all in on Bitcoin. And I just believe this is going to be massively, massively successful as time continues to go on. There's a few different reasons for that. And for those of you guys that probably already know about crypto and Bitcoin in general, this is going to be pretty familiar to you. If this is something that you've heard of that you just haven't really researched, I highly encourage you guys to research it and look into it. But I'm just going to kind of touch on some of the more basic points about Bitcoin and a few of the reasons why I'm so excited about it and I really believe in it. And the main reason that all this stems from is the fact that our financial system is broken. I've made videos about this before in the past on this channel, talking about, the fact that fiat money, which is just paper currency, is being printed nonstop. Your dollars are losing value every single year because more money is being printed. Very simple stuff. If you go look at a house, in 2010, let's say you look at a house, 123 Main Street. We look at that house. It was worth, let's say, $100,000 in 2010. Now, in 2025, that same exact house might be worth $500,000 or $400,000, right? The reason being is not because 123 Main Street just all of a sudden became a lot more valuable all of a sudden for no reason. It's because your dollars, US dollars in this example, because I live in America, our currency is becoming less valuable. So it takes that much more currency, in this case 4 to 5x, in order for you to buy that same exact house. Does that make sense? Right? So our fiat currency is losing value every single year because the Fed prints more money every single year. Every single day, more money is being printed, right? So it's just basic supply and demand. If something, if there's more of something, I'm doing a bad job of explaining this, but if they keep printing something and the value of a dollar is equivalent to how many dollars are in circulation. If they just keep printing more and more and more to an unlimited degree, right, those dollars are going to be worth less, right? Very simple. That's inflation, right? And Bitcoin specifically really does solve all these problems, right? Because Bitcoin is truly the only scarce asset that has ever really existed, right? Because there's only 21 million Bitcoins that will and have ever been created. Not all those have been technically mined yet, which that's another story on how mining works. I'm not going to get into that, but that's basically, the creation of Bitcoin. There's only going to be 21 million of them ever. You cannot change that. You can't print more Bitcoin. You can print more stocks, print more dollars, and you can even develop more real estate, cut trees down, develop land. You can do all those things, but you cannot create more Bitcoin, right? So it's truly a scarce asset, and it's the only completely scarce asset, right? Gold and silver. People talk about precious metals all the time. I have both, right? And I like those, but those are not. And guys, we just have to understand that this is not going to go anywhere. You cannot get rid of Bitcoin. You can't stunt its growth. You can't do any of these things, right? It's going to continue to move forward. It's going to continue to become more and more and more expensive. There's nothing you can do to change that. And it is not going to stop if you decide not to buy it, right? Our fiat currency is going essentially to zero. It's becoming less and less valuable, right? And we need something to be able to put our money into that is not going to lose value every single year, right? It's common sense. things are becoming way more expensive every single day. If you go to the grocery store and you try to buy some eggs, or you try to buy, anything, right? Some milk, it's going to be a lot more expensive than it used to be, right? And the world is going to continue to move in that direction because our dollars are just being printed nonstop, right? So we have to have some kind of solution for where we're going to put our money, right? In addition to that, in case you weren't convinced enough, BlackRock, Fidelity, all the elites and the giant institutions that have all the money in the world, all these institutions are buying tons of Bitcoin, right? They see the value in Bitcoin, right? Do you really think that the smartest and the biggest money in the entire world is going to buy something that is not going to turn into a massive deal? I don't think so. They pretty much run the world when it comes to, finances, and they have all the money in the world. You need to understand and ask yourself, why are they doing that, right? They're not going to do that if it's not something that has intrinsic value and is going to be around long term. Those people don't make mistakes, and it's just the reality, right? Bitcoin, as of the time of this video, is about 104, 105K, and I can easily see Bitcoin becoming well over $1 million in the next 5 to 10 years. I absolutely can believe that and can see that happening, if not way more expensive than $1 million. I do believe that. Honestly, I do. And I think there's just an asymmetric upside with long-term conviction. If you just hold Bitcoin, just buy as much of it as you possibly can right now, throw it in a cold wallet. We'll talk about that in another video as well, so that you don't just have it sitting on an exchange, because that's stupid and you can get hacked and lose all your money. Buy it and hodl as long as you possibly can. Hodl it. Don't sell any of it. Hold on to it as long as you possibly can. Don't even look at the price if you're the type of person who's going to get freaked out when it goes down 10, 15%, and just hold on to it forever. And I promise you, in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years, it's going to be a massive, massive figure. Some people are expecting Bitcoin to be like over $100 million. Like Michael Saylor talks about, I got to listen to him speak again at this event that I went to. He thinks Bitcoin's going to be worth like $13, $15 million. One Bitcoin is going to be worth $13, $15 million in the next 20 years. So take that for what you will. And again, highly encourage you guys to look into videos about this if you have not researched it. It sounds kind of crazy. I mean, when I first heard about Bitcoin and crypto in general, I'm like, what is this? It's like magic internet money. But the reality is, this is where the world's going. It's absolutely valuable. You just have to look into it and you have to educate yourself, just like anything else, right? So do not get caught off sides, and do not put off, research and education into this asset, because this is going to be a massive deal, and we're still, fairly early in the grand scheme of things. Another thing that Michael Saylor talks about, he talks about, buying Bitcoin right now as the equivalent to, buying real estate in New York City or Manhattan in the 1820s, right? If you would have bought real estate in Manhattan in the 1820s, if you would have held on to that till now, how much money would you have? You'd be unbelievably rich, and you can buy it for really cheap, right? So go from, 1820 to 1890, right? You would have made a lot of money from that time period too. And then 1890, if you would have bought it then, you're still pretty early on, because if you would have held it on to it until 1940, right, you would be way up, right? If you bought some real estate in Manhattan in 1940, you'd be extremely wealthy if you have it now. I mean, and it goes on and on and on, because Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Manhattan real estate is not going anywhere. There's a very limited supply of it. And, when something is scarce, it's a lot more valuable. And that's all there is to it. All right. So guys, this is again, it's definitely a calculated risk, but it's a calculated risk on freedom, right? And being able to own decentralized currency that is a store of value, that is the most rare asset on planet Earth, and that is, something that is not going away. Again, gold, silver, I love those things. I have gold, I have silver, but you can always go dig up more gold and silver out of the ground. Real estate, you can always go chop down trees and build houses. All these things, stocks, they can mint more stocks. Currency, they can just print more currency. You cannot create more Bitcoin, and that is what makes this so intrinsically valuable. And I highly encourage you guys to look into this. And again, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm going all in on Bitcoin specifically and crypto over the next, decade or so, because I could not be more bullish on it. I mean, the president of the United States talks about it all the time. I mean, what more proof do you need in order to be a believer on this? And again, I love real estate. I love, rental properties and all the other stuff that we talk about on this channel. I love those things, but I just think there's a much bigger opportunity long-term buying crypto and Bitcoin in particular than there is, buying rental properties. I think those are, I think you're going to get way more wealthy if you just buy Bitcoin and stack it up and do as much as you can there, as opposed to, trying to get rentals. So that's my 2 cents, guys. Let me know what you think. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you completely agree. I'd love to hear your thoughts and kind of your input. Talk to me in the comments. And of course, like this video and subscribe to the channel. It would very much help and support. And I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.